Ashland Greenwood's Week 1 begins at home against the DC West Falcons. Last year, DC West went 7-3 and made it to playoffs. Last year, the Ashland Greenwood Blue Jays went 10-2 and made it all the way to the state semifinal game and lost against Boone Central. And now for some pregame predictions.
If I had to guess, I'm taking 36-17, Ashland Greenwood winning.
My prediction is 42-14, Ashland.
There you go.
35-14, Ashland.
So 28-14, Ashland.
35-7. Is going to be 36-3.
As you can hear, my family believes that this is going to be a high-scoring game. With the introductions and the anthem out of the way, it's finally time to play some football. DC West would be kicking off to Ashland to start the game. And finally, football season had begun. Unfortunately for the Blue Jays, it began with a pick. DC West started their first possession with a short field, and they established a pass game early in this game with this successful out route over here. Then on the following play, doing the same thing, just to the other side. However, Ashland Greenwood's defense stayed strong and forced a fourth down conversion, which ended up not being successful for the Falcons. After the turnover on downs, Ashland Greenwood had a successful drive up the field that then stalled in the red zone. Then senior Thomas Spears came on for a field goal attempt, which was just a little bit short. At the end of one quarter, it was tied up at 0-0. The Blue Jays had a costly mistake coming out of the quarter as they muffed a punt and gave the ball over to the Falcons. But the defense stayed strong and they were able to get their offense back out on the field. Ashland was putting together a really well thought out drive that then stalled out after this 3rd and short. On their next drive, the Falcons continued to put the ball in the air with a great catch like that and this catch by number 19. Just like the Blue Jay offense, the Falcon offense also fizzled out when it needed it most. However, they were able to get in field goal range right before halftime, and from the 30, senior Colton Wilmot nailed the field goal. That put the Falcons above the Blue Jays 3-0 going into halftime. Now we'll hear what Christian Jones has to say about what changes need to happen at halftime.
I'm here with Christian. Christian, what's the halftime thoughts looking like?
I think they need to get a little more quarterback pressure. They are leaving number 19, DC West, the best receiver, giving a little too much cushion. I think they're throwing a lot of out routes. I think there's a pick six coming. I think there's going to be an undercut by someone. But I would say they need to get a little more pressure and undercut some of those out routes by number 19.
And Mal's Aunt Lisa.
The crowd needs to get into this game. The boys need our help. Get on your feet and let's help them out.
To start the second half, the Blue Jays would be kicking to the Falcons, down 3-0. And it seemed the game plan of the Falcons was the same as the first half, and that's to put the ball in the air. This was also the game plan for the Blue Jays, who came out slinging the ball as well. However, DC West was ready for this and was able to cover them really well, forcing a pick here. Even with the turnover, DC West was not able to capitalize on the following drive and had to settle for a punt, even after this long run. The Blue Jays kept the same game plan, putting the ball in the air. However, DC West still was prepared, forcing another interception. This was the 3rd of the game. DC West used this momentum a little bit better and was able to put the ball on the ground for a big gain. However, that drive ended in a punt, and it was the Blue Jays' ball yet again. The Blue Jays continued to put the ball through the air, but DC West was prepared. The Blue Jays were forced to punt yet again, but the Blue Jay defense was also ready for the run and was able to hold it. Then finally, it was the 4th quarter, and Ashland had the ball and was driving. Ashland senior Thomas Spears had a great game at wide receiver with 10 catches for 104 total yards. After a few empty possessions and only 6 minutes on the clock, Ashland Greenwood had to drive and score. Junior quarterback Derek Tonges took matters into his own hands with a few designed quarterback runs. However, the Falcon defense stayed strong and forced a 4th and 8. in which they held the Blue Jays to not getting a first down. The Falcons took over with 6 minutes in the fourth quarter, but fumbled the football, and it was Blue Jay ball. And 2 plays later, Tonjes finds Spears in the end zone for a touchdown. Until there was a lineman illegally downfield and the play got called back. Then the Blue Jays called the same play, which got picked off for the 4th interception this game. The Falcons took over with 5 minutes on the clock. Ashland Greenwood had 2 timeouts, and the Falcons pick up a vital first down. At this stage of the game, the Falcons were just concerned about running and getting that clock as low as possible. And even converted this long 3rd and 14 to junior tight end Nolan Ashland. However, Falcons running back made a big mistake on this 3rd down by running out of bounds and stopping the clock, giving the Blue Jays an opportunity to go down and win the game in the final minute. And when you need a big-time player to make a big-time play, you call on Thomas to make that play. And with over a minute left, the Blue Jays had plenty of time to get in the end zone. And even Tonjes had to step up and shed this wimpy tackler to keep the drive alive. To conserve time and think about a play, the Jays spiked the ball. Then on the next play, they called Thomas's number again. And he even had to kick the extra point as well. And just like that, the Jays were up 7-3 with only 38 seconds left. The Falcons had to move the ball quickly and get downfield. However, junior Landon Mose had other ideas. That interception sealed the deal, and the Jays won 7-3 with a thriller in Ashland in Week 1. The Blue Jays will travel to Wahoo next week to take on the Warriors, while the Falcons will get to stay home and play against Nebraska City. Week 1 is officially in the books, and that's all from Ashland.